Oh,
Hey Slayers, what's up? It's your girl Tiana, aka the Swag Slayer, creator of the Swag Slayer Talk, live weekdays at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube at Swag Slayer Fashion and live stream to Facebook on the Swag Slayer page. What is up? I'm here with my lovely co-host Rhonda from the Pink Diva Studios and our special guest Amber from Miss In's Closet, who's going to be talking to us today about wholesaling. Hopefully you guys are excited to learn something new and you've got a pen and a piece of paper to take some notes because nothing like learning new information and putting it into practice. Hi, Amber. How are you today?
Just lovely. How are you guys doing today?
Fabulous.
I'm here. Oh, I'm here.
I'm so glad you're here, darling.
Good this morning when I woke up.
Yes.
I was feeling kind of sluggish this morning, but I'm here and happy to have you here, Amber, because I really wanted, I was excited about you coming because we all kind of, have in the back of our mind that we want to get into some wholesaling or find a good wholesaler and, all these types of things. And I know that you are really big fan of bulk because I know that you said Mitch. So I wanted you to come on and kind of talk about that because, really and truly, I think that is one of the least talked about wholesalers. I mean, we have Jomar, you hear that a lot. Now we have Quick Lots, you hear that a lot. B&G, you hear that a lot. I'll even throw ThredUp in there to a certain degree because those are things that we hear about all the time. So I'm really excited for you to be here. Kind of tell the people where they can find you at and all that good stuff and how long you've been reselling and all that. Let's just get that out the way so we can get to the meat and potatoes.
So my 1 year will actually be coming up this next week.
Yay!
So it'll be 1 year of reselling because I started last year when I got furloughed for my job at a brewery.
Right.
Because of all the COVID restrictions and all that good stuff. So I was like, okay, what's another way to bring in income? I'm a fourth grade teacher, so I'm always looking for another way to have income because teacher incomes just don't always support you the way you need them to. So
underpaid.
I had a friend who did resale on Poshmark and stuff, and I have been doing retail. So I've been in the retail business about 10 years. Yeah. So I'm very familiar with clothing and that sort of stuff. I used to manage like a boutique and do like all the online Instagram stuff they bought used clothes and sold them, that kind of stuff. And then also had a boutique side of it. So I'm very familiar with like the online platforms of it. I had never used like Poshmark or anything like that. So a year ago, I just wildly hopped in and said, let's try this.
Let's do it.
And it's been a lot of fun. And I've tried a lot of those other places. Like I've tried Jomar. I've got like the CPR boxes before. And like I made some profit off of them, but it wasn't anything that I was like, wow, this is something that's really making a big difference.
Right.
I tried the B&G trading. Honestly, I'm sitting on that whole box still from 6 months ago. Yeah, not as much luck with that one for me, but I know some people have had luck with that. I've seen a lot of people using like liquidation.com and like the Wholesale Pirate and stuff and getting like some of those. I haven't tried those yet because I'm not quite to the point I can get like a whole gigantic pallet yet.
Right.
I'm just that's like in the future, I'm interested in looking at those and maybe looking at selling on platforms like Amazon and different things besides just clothing. Because I do think that's an interesting platform to sell. But right now I'm just on clothing. And I'm doing this very like part-time as something I can do while I'm teaching and different things like that. And so the company I'm in love with, as Shar talked about, is Bulk, which is the BULQ.
Do you have a promo code, Amber?
Nope, I'm not. Like, they don't have any sort of promo codes or anything for those. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. I just love them as a company.
Well, that's crazy. They need affiliate codes.
Right, because I didn't want to type it in the chat until I had it. And so I put it in the chat for you guys, just regular, because she doesn't have a promo.
Yeah, so I don't have a promo on there. So I'm sure at some point, like, if I keep going enough, maybe I'll look into getting one of those. But that's not something I really focused on. I just wanted people to kind of know about the resource and things. But the thing I love about Bulk is you can get boxes and not have to get like a whole gigantic pallet. You can just get a box I've gotten boxes for as little as like $100 and something before shipped to me and full of good stuff. And I usually get them. I watch them. I never get them full price. That's one thing I will say is never get them full price. I always watch them for like a month or two and buy them when it's like $2 an item
Nice.
or $4 an item. I'm not about paying $10, $12 an item. You crazy if you think
Yeah.
Oh no. Where they do that at?
Unless I'm aware it, that's the only time I pay $10.
Well, yeah. If I'm gonna keep it for self, then that's different. But if I'm reselling it,
Right.
No. Not from a box. Not from a box. That's not to say I haven't bought anything, higher than, $5. But I knew that I could get my money out of that.
Mm-hmm.
But just in a box, no, I'm not doing that.
No. I do enjoy that they do post pictures of some of the stuff in the boxes versus some of the other places you just get the manifest and you get like rough of what's in there. This one I like that you get like a manifest and some pictures of it, so you kind of have an idea of what you're getting.
Okay.
So that's one.
I like that idea. I like that idea.
But
did you find that B&G was just a little overpriced?
Yes. So my B&G, even like with discount codes and stuff, I still got mine. It was still like $5-6 an item on some of the stuff. And honestly, a lot of it was oversaturated on the resale market. They definitely are selling it to a lot of people.
Yeah.
With some of the issues.
I agree. Because I bought 2 boxes from them. And the first box went really well because I even did an unboxing back and I sold like 3 items out of that box right away. And I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe this is cute. Maybe this is something. Oh, my God. So I thought, I'll just, I waited a while, bought another box. And let me just tell you, the things in that box sat in my closet and laughed at me, But what I did was all of it was new with tags. I'm sorry, my hips that come out. All of it was new with tags. So what I did was I had like Joe Jeans and all Calvin Klein and all this other stuff. I packed, good brands, but they weren't moving in my closet. So I said, well, what I'm going to do is I'll send it all to ThredUp. Well, in ThredUp, I sold all of that. And because I sent in like 21 items, sold all of that, but 3 items, I think it was. So I never bought another box because I felt like that was just really it wasn't a box that was made for me.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm always interested to hear what other people think about them because they do have good quality clothes that they send you, but they just are a little bit overpriced and then they sit.
Yeah. I find, again, like a lot of those items, like if you go look them up, are just so oversaturated. You're just like, there's so many people selling this same exact item.
Yeah. And that's so tricky because the whole thing of it is people want to express themselves in a unique way. So they don't want what the next person has. That's why I buy secondhand. Because if I go to the mall, then 20 of us have on the same outfit. I'm like, no, I want to wear something different. So I buy it secondhand because there's less of it. So if you are buying a box and say 2,000 other people on the platform are selling the same exact thing, that is difficult to move that item. Hey, Terry. Hey, Penny. Hey, Funny Cat Stories. I want to say, what's up?
Hey, everyone in the comments. Hello. Well, when I first saw you do an unboxing, you had a huge box.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. Where is she going with this huge box? So
I usually have to break it up into like several videos because there's so much in one box.
Wow.
Yes.
Hi, Kara.
I looked at it. I watched the unboxing, and the thing about me buying, the reason why I like Jomar is because since I sell only plus sizes, I can get only a plus size box.
Right.
I would love to get something and try it from bulk, but the thing that keeps me from doing that is that you will my luck. Let me just say, I would probably get 3 plus sizes, and the other 100 would be extra small, extra small, small, the small, and I can't sell any of that in my closet at all.
I've been really lucky.
So
there you go.
I was just going to ask Rhonda, like, it made me think, could you partner with someone else in Texas that does sell the variety of sizes? And then y'all go in on a box and then, like that way, you're not stuck with things that you don't sell because your closet is very curated. And that was
well, you know, I had spoke with
Terry. It's bulk right here on the screen. It's also higher up in the chat. bulq.com.
Yes. And I actually had talked to a friend of mine about that because she can move small sizes and, you know, things like that. And she just kind of backed out because she's so silly. She watched one video where it was where the people ragged on the box. And she was like, I'm not spending my money on that. But I'm open to that. Trust me. I mean, I'm open to someone who wants to go in on one. And if you sell smalls and you can move smalls, then you're welcome to them. But again, I'm afraid that I would only get like 3 or 4 plus sizes out of that whole box.
Right.
And it is a variety of size. It's not usually like just plus size or just smaller. Like I have some items, they'll send me like 8 of them and I have everything from small to 2X, which is really nice because then you get like a little bit of a variety. Yeah. And definitely in my closet, I have every size from like extra small to like plus size. And I really try to like make sure I have a variety of stuff. But as you say, again, like some stuff.
You do that so well.
Some do not.
You're really good about that. I mean, and you're good about that, and that works for you. And I think that I think my whole thing is I know plus sizes. You know, I've been plus size all my life. So, you know, I kind of figured sometimes, you know, you just have to stay in your lane and it's best to know, deal with what you know. That's not to say that I don't become familiar with, you know, smaller size brands. I just probably could tell you, oh, yeah, that's Anthropologie brand because, you know, they got 52,000 brands. And so, you know, I can kind of look at a label and say, oh, that's Anthropologie. But if I couldn't tell you how that fit, I couldn't tell you anything about it, except that I know that that particular item is with Anthropologie. But now if you ask me about plus size, I'm like, oh, yeah, girl, that fits like this, that fits like that. You can find that here, you can find that there. It's loose, runs big, kind of runs small, you know. So I think that I stick where I am. Yeah, you know, I wish I could.
I think it's beautiful about resale is like everybody is so different and everybody has these companies that work for them and things that don't work for them and all of that. And that's what I think is great about resale is everybody's so different and they're constantly learning from each other and trying and experiencing new things. And you've got to really find like your little spot of like where you are as a reseller. And I think that's great.
Right.
And that is the beauty all the time. We all can do something different and still be able to line our bank accounts because that's what, at the end of the day, we're here to make money, but we can do it in a way that fits us, the way that we enjoy doing it, using the products and services that we like. Because like Rhonda said, I do have plus size items, but I rarely have them because like she said, she can't answer questions for others that I can't answer. So when they ask me, I have no idea. And so even though I don't answer lots of questions, when I do answer questions
anyway,
that I can answer, you know, it's better, you know, that I answer that. And just like Kara was saying, like she moves smaller sizes, and it's probably because I've seen her closet. Her closet is curated to that type of customer as well. Like, so even though she probably doesn't realize it's totally curated to that type of customer. So that customer, when they get to her closet, they're like, oh, all of this could be for me. And now they just have to decide what to buy. And the same for Rhonda's closet. All of it could be for that person coming and they can find it. But I love closets like yours, Amber, because Brittany has a closet like that. She really just has a range of everything and anybody could shop in your closet because some people are not just shopping for themselves. They're shopping for themselves, their children, their spouse. And so when you have that variety, they can bundle all those different things in one place and pay shipping one time.
And I will say that has helped with like shipping me things because you don't always know everything on the manifest. So you get like a certain percentage of unknowns. And so like I had never carried kids' clothes before. I had never carried really men's clothes before. And I started getting it in those boxes. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll try this. Oh, okay, I'll try this. And I was like, oh, I'm having success with this, not so much with this. And you kind of like figure it out a little bit more. And it definitely opened me up to more, which was really nice. And I didn't have to go anywhere in the middle of a pandemic, which was also
and that's the beauty of it.
Yes. I mean, I online arbitrage. I mean, that is my main source of inventory. But here lately, you know, they're losing their minds or something. So I'm going to have to check back with them later. But I did for the first time actually go sourcing a couple of weeks ago. And that proved to be really great. I had some really great finds and things like that. But that's a rarity that I get out and just go sourcing like that. So when you can go, go. But lucky for me, I had great success with that. But I am more the person that, is constantly on the computer looking for stuff. But you went and what was the name of that place? Okay, I can't even remember. I remember it was a suitcase.
Oh, it was, I tried Unclaimed Baggage. I love trying weird online sites.
Oh, yes. I wish I could do that. Tell us all about that.
I couldn't think of the name of it.
Yeah, so I tried Unclaimed Baggage, and I went to like their clearance section. I really had to search for some deals, and I ended up getting a box from them. And I did have some success. Like some of the items were really great, and then some were not. Like they said it was a Michael Kors item, and it was not. And there was a couple other things where it was like brand new, and it was not. And when I contacted them to see if they did returns, they did, but it was a whole thing.
Right.
And you have to pay a restocking fee and shipping.
This isn't Best Buy. Why am I paying a restocking fee?
Yeah. So I ended up just keeping those items and selling them in my closet anyhow. But I love trying different sites. I just think it's fun. And some places that like I have recently been looking at more locally is I'm from Kansas City. Kansas City, Missouri, to clarify. There's a big, thing if you're from Kansas City, Kansas, or Kansas City, Missouri. It's
Right.
So we have a couple different places that I really love. Like one that I've recently found is Retail Rebel, which is like they buy giant wholesale big pallets of stuff and just throw them in bins and you get to dig. And so every day it's different price, but on Fridays it's like 50 cents an item, whereas on Saturdays it's like $10 an item. So you kind of go throughout the week and like can get different deals, which is fun. And then another one I love here locally is something called Cargo Largo.
I looked that up online. Yes.
I love me some Cargo Largo.
I've never heard of that.
So Cargo Largo is like this
I've never heard of that.
Crazy little store. I don't know how else to describe it. But it has, sometimes you get really great deals and sometimes you go in there and you leave empty-handed. And it's just kind of one of those, you go in knowing that you're going to have an experience.
Right.
Rather it's going to be a really great one or one that just makes you go, what in the world? It's kind of a fun time though. So you go more for the experience and just hope for some deals.
Right. That was on my list of places to go before it's crazy. So at some point when things are safe, like because I want to, drive around the country and hit different places, and so that's on my list.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to go to that place. Like that's just so much fun. That's how I can't describe any of like. So being a teacher, I always go to the book section, and I have found signed books from the authors for like less than $1.
That's crazy.
And I was like, how did this end up here? I have so many more questions. And then other times you go in there and you want, how much for this? So it's kind of like one of those fun things. But I love trying different books.
But that's the fun thing. I like that you do that too, that you're adventurous like that with things, because sometimes you just don't know what you're gonna come across.
Very true.
So I love that you do that. I love that you share that as well, because, honey, some of those, I didn't know what to expect when you opened that freight thing. I was like, freight? Wait a minute. I've heard of something like that in Texas, but I've never gone. But I was like, okay, well, that's interesting. And I had intended to look them up myself, but, life happens. So
Amber, I'm sorry. What is your YouTube channel, Amber, so I can put it in the
I actually do not have a YouTube channel. I just
only Instagram. Okay, well, y'all just gonna have to find her on Instagram. I didn't know if you were putting those videos also on YouTube. So it's Miss N's Closet. I'll find the actual link, I think, because sometimes my life doesn't work on my computer, and I'll drop it in the chat.
But yeah, so I just rocking Instagram right now. I've looked at like doing other things, but honestly, with 2 other jobs and doing resale on the side, I'm just like, let's just focus on our Instagram right now and give that.
Yes. That's smart.
Right. Well, I was going to ask you, were you still working your second job?
Yes, I'm back at the brewery again.
Oh, nice. What do you do there?
I actually work in the gift shop.
Okay.
So I work in the gift shop. It's a ton of fun.
She's out there making the brew.
I wish. I would love to know. I would love to have that kind of skill. Like, that would be so cool if I knew how to make all that. But no, I'm mostly folding t-shirts and doing that sort of thing. But you get to hang out and meet a lot of really cool people, which is fun.
I believe that. I believe
very few people are in a bad mood when they're at a brewery.
Oh, that's always nice.
Yes.
Yeah, so I definitely have, like, with my resale stuff.
I believe that. They're maybe in too good of a mood.
Luckily, breweries, people don't get too crazy. Whereas, other places that do breweries, everyone's still pretty calm. But yeah, for the resale stuff, I definitely have focused more on, like, liquidation and wholesale stuff. And then, like, I've been doing some retail arbitrage.
Okay.
You've seen me probably post some on Instagram and things. But I've tried, like, I definitely hit up, like, Anthropologie when they do those huge sales and it's like 70% off clearance. And I love ModCloth, and ModCloth usually moves pretty well for me. Which ones have I done? Yeah,
yes, I love ModCloth.
I bought like their whole swim line.
They always have such unique pieces.
Yes, that's true. That is true.
I should have been on that. I thought I was signed up with them. I'm going to have to get on their email because I thought that I was already signed up. And from time to time, I go on there because they have such unique pieces. And, once they had this skirt that I had the constellations on it. Then they've had one with cats, and then they had one with books and all that. So they really have unique pieces, and they catch my attention sometimes. Now I don't know where I'm going to wear any of that to, so I have not bought that. But because if I bought it, it would just be sitting there.
I'm lucky enough again to be a teacher and have Miss Frizzle as like my role model. So I wear these things to school all the time.
Yes.
I have like Lego earrings, and I have like the most ridiculous dresses and skirts that look like they're pencils, and just anything and everything. I'm all about it. I'm like, let's have some fun if we're going to be at school together. Like, yeah, you got to learn long division, but we're going to do it while I'm wearing this dinosaur dress today.
Yes, if y'all don't know Miss Frizzle, okay, that's the Magic School Bus. What? I love Miss Frizzle.
Yes,
there's a lady on TikTok.
Everybody in these comments should know Miss Frizzle.
They better. There's a girl on TikTok. I don't know her name, but she shows up on my feed if I use TikTok. I'm hardly ever on it. But when she first started doing TikToks, I would watch all the time because she actually makes all of her clothes. So she looks crazy like Miss Frizzle. But then she does like the TikTok dances and stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she's an art teacher. I was like, I love this. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
That makes my heart so happy.
Yes. If I find it, Amber, I'll send it to you because it's somewhere in my TikTok. If I can figure out how to get back on there, because I don't use social media like that. I'm not that cool.
I'm all about being crazy. Like the other day, my kids, they won a competition. And so like their reward was I had to wear a random outfit to school. And so I was dressed like a Pikachu wearing an Oreo costume. And I think the thing that like was the worst about it was not one adult who didn't ask me the question. They didn't even
that was normal.
Twice. They were like, oh, that's just her. It's fine. It's fine. That's Miss N.
Yeah.
And the kids thought they found a way to embarrass me.
That's too funny.
Not one adult.
That is hilarious. Wait, where you got a school bus emoji, Derry?
So
I didn't even know I had a school bus emoji on my phone. I'm about to find that later. I'm not that cool, y'all. It just looks like I am.
So you're fooling us into things.
Yes. I'm really a little old lady.
You are cool like that. Oh, please.
Don't tell everybody.
Amber, often, I know by you working these two jobs, how do you manage to, keep up listing, relisting? Do you do that? How do you list or you don't list, once a month list? I mean.
So I'm really bad about listing whenever I have breaks. Like right now it's spring break, so I'm going to be doing a bunch of listing. When there's a long weekend, I'll do a bunch of listing. All summer, I list heavily all summer long. Like every day I'm listing. But when it comes to the school year and I'm working my other job, it's kind of like a passive thing on the side where all I do is shipping every day. That's what I focus on, is shipping. And so like,
right.
Not every day, let's be honest here. But, you know, every couple days I'm shipping.
Right.
But that's about like the extent of when I'm working two other jobs.
She was like, let's be honest here.
I like
that. I'm not shipping every day over here, okay? But it's nice that I can go and list a couple hundred items.
Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100.
Yes.
Sell it down. Yes. List some more.
No. That's smart. Side note, Kara is right, which is so funny because as soon as I opened my TikTok, here she was the first person who came up. This is her name on TikTok, Cassie/Stevens. And on this TikTok, she's showing me how to make some chalk watercolor or something. There's not an outfit in this one, but I mean, well, there was an outfit. She was wearing it and now she's doing a tutorial. But yes, I'm glad y'all know who she is because sheTheBomb.com. I just want to see her clothes.
I just wrote her name down. I was ready. I was like, yeah.
Yes. So that is it, everyone. So sorry for the interruption. I do want to ask though, since you are listing like in bulk, you know, when you're not busy, do you also cross list? And if so, do you use a cross listing software?
So I have tried cross listing softwares and stuff. My problem was I was having troubles keeping up with what I had on different sites. And I have a hard time myself paying extra on those apps for them to like take those down. I'm like, I can do it. And then I fool myself. And then I've sold it on 2 different apps. And so I've been real bad about cross listing. I've just been focusing on Poshmark right now. And then during the summers and stuff, that's when I start like going to Mercari and other places.
Right.
But mainly I focused on Poshmark just right now, just to kind of keep it manageable for me.
And that makes sense because technically that's your third job, Poshmark. So you're already doing something else. And it is tricky to take them down. And so like for me, on my tablet, I line up all the selling apps. Like they're all, it's 2 rows because I'm on so many apps now, but they're all right there in a row. So when I sell something, I know I have to open each one and take it down right there so I don't forget because it's so easy to forget. It's so easy to forget.
I know.
Luckily, I haven't sold anything.
I got this.
No, we really don't. I haven't sold anything twice yet. I hope it doesn't happen. Fingers crossed. And I only cross list like, okay, so I had 1,100 items. If you watch the show, I've gone down to 650 items. So I only cross list 100 of them. So I only have to keep up with 100, you know, that, you know, aren't all going to sell at the same time. I don't cross list all 650. That would be too many to go back and take off of every site. So like say you had 300 in your closet, then only cross list 50 of them. And then as those 50 sell, then add to it, you know, so you always have 50, but then you never, you know, it's only the handful of stuff that you have to take down. So I try to put a strategy.
My closet's definitely a lot smaller. I usually stay around 300 items just so I can kind of stay on top of it.
Right.
But like sometimes I get up to like almost 500 and then it sells down because I'm back in school and doing 800 things. But my goal is usually to stay around 300. Right now I'm a little below that, but I have a couple days of spring break that I can, you know, bump that bad boy up a little bit again. But yeah, so my closet
300 is manageable. Yeah, I started with 300, but then the only reason I grew it is because I wanted to grow the income, and so I had to grow it. But 300 is like a safe, like 300 to 400 is a safe, calm place. When you get out of that, trust me, it changes your life.
See, I told you guys, I keep a small closet. And right now I have just, well, I got to add because I made sales. So I'm right above 200 active items. So today, because I'm listed on Monday through Friday is when I list. So I'll list again today, but I just try to keep it going, just kind of keep it going. And if it gets to 300, then I'm cool. I cannot with a whole closet. I would just lose my mind if I went up to 500, 600, 1,000 items. I just can't. It's just not in my DNA.
And I get that. But Amber also has a good strategy because now that I'm doing Amazon, Right. Now that I'm doing Amazon, I can't manage 1,100 items. So I moved down to 650. But like she said, like they sell down. And then once they sell down, then I put new stuff up. So my goal is 650. They'll always have 650. Well, anywhere between 6 and 650. So as they sell down, then I put new stuff up. But I'm so lucky that I had 1,100 items to begin with, because I just marked 450 of them not for sale. Right? Because I was like, I don't have time. So I just went through and marked them out for sale. So now when things sell, I just mark them back for sale. So I'm actually not having to photograph anything. Thank goodness. So that's how I've been working it. But at some point, all 450 of those are going to sell. And I better have my Amazon life together, because then I'm going to have to start photographing stuff again and actually creating new listings. So. Yeah. But yes, I love your strategy.
My goal is definitely one day to have this as like my second job and put more time into it. Just not quite to that point yet. Yeah. But it like I have made off my Poshmark closet, I've made about the same that I have at my second job. So it's been kind of nice that it's been kind of an equivalent amount without putting. It's been a lot of effort here and there. Awesome. Like it's been like a month or two where I'm really putting a lot of time in. But I have whole months where like February, I listed probably 0 items, but January I listed 150. So it's nice that it's a job that I can do on my own schedule, especially with everything going on.
And I agree with that, because January and February, I barely listed anything. I only listed in March because I was part of Ashley's 1,000 listing challenge. So I was like, oh, I better put some listings up. And I'm not listing. I need to list 100 shoes I have for April, but I promise I'll probably only list 20 of the 100 and be like, whatever, because I'm so focused on Amazon. I just don't have the time. I do relist, and by I mean my virtual assistant. She relists for me. So I don't worry about it. Yes.
I know VA controversial topic. I definitely have one, and it has made my life a whole lot easier.
Yes. And I have 2. I have a virtual assistant who shares my closet. So that's one whole other thing. And then I have an actual well, I mean, they're both actual, but then I have another virtual assistant that I had to train to take down my Posh items and relist them from List Perfectly to Poshmark. So she does that it's Tuesday, Thursday, her time, which is technically Monday night, Wednesday night, my time, because she's in the future. So
I know
that's too much. That's too much.
Yeah.
Today, like right now, my time, it's currently noon, but your time.
Right. So I'm 1 p.m., but then my virtual assistant, I think it's not 1 a.m. Is it 1 a.m. Friday? I think it's 1 a.m. Friday her time. Something crazy, because I would never forget the first time I was like, we're going to have a meeting on this day at this time. And she was like, okay, I'll get up early. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I'm thinking, no. She's like, yeah. And I was like, oh no, if that's 5 a.m. your time, don't worry. We can do it 9. Like, we'll just move it, right? I can do 8 p.m. my time, not whatever, right? And she's like, no, it's fine. I'll get up. So then she's messaging me, hi, I'm here waiting for you. And I'm like, waiting for me to do what? Because it was the next day, in her country, and it was still not in mine. And I was so confused. I was like, I am so sorry. So I had to rush to my computer and like turn it on. I was like, oh my God, I had this girl get up at 5 a.m. I'm not even ready because the days and times are off, but I got it now. That was the first day.
So. It's definitely confusing. I've traveled to quite a few countries in my life, and definitely it's one of those things where you're like, what day? Okay, I've lost a day. I've gained a day. What is going on?
Right. It's so weird. So how did you find Bulk? Because I only saw Bulk on Instagram. Is it somewhere else that you found it, or is that where you saw it as well?
So Bulk, so when I first got into resale, I am the most researchy person I know. I'm like, if I'm getting something, I like my glass, I'm like over here like, I'm watching 800 YouTube videos. Right. I'm watching, and so I just happened to stumble upon someone's YouTube video of them unboxing a box.
Oh.
And I was like, And so I got interested, and I bought a box because they were having a contest of like unboxing videos. Like they were doing like different prizes. And I was like, well, I might as well try. And so that's how I really kind of got into them. And I will, when I did a lot of research, I will tell you guys a couple of tips I've learned over my year of buying bulk boxes. Definitely check the price per item.
Okay.
But then check the items, because sometimes they'll have like a pack of socks in there with like a really nice dress, and you gotta be like, you gotta like really look at how much you're actually paying per item, and is it really worth it? The other thing definitely is I always go new with tags. I'm not going the return boxes. I've heard some horror stories about that. That's just not my cup of tea.
Gotcha.
Because I've heard people getting whole boxes that weren't like anything. And that's just not, like, I'm not risking that. Other people are like, I've gotten these great deals and all of this, and it was totally worth it. It's like, I just don't have it. When I'm putting money in, if I'm putting like $200 into a box, that's a lot of money for me to be put into a box. So like, that's something like I know I need to know I'm getting my investment back on.
Right.
The other thing is, don't believe that it's worth this, because I don't know where they come up with those numbers. I think they just start making them up. Okay.
They making them up.
Like, they're like, yeah, this is worth $32. I'm like, where is this worth $32?
Right.
So definitely kind of do some of your own research on them. I definitely just watch a lot of boxes, and then I see how much, definitely when it gets down to like the $2-3 an item, that's when I start researching the boxes. Okay. I don't waste my time researching it before then, because a lot of times people buy those higher end boxes for a lot of money, and that's just not me. I'm like, I'm going to wait till it's like $2 or $3 a box. Then I'm going to take my time and research that box to see if it's worth it for me.
And that makes sense.
And I will watch them for like a month, 2 months at times.
Yeah.
So it is like you got to play the long game on this one.
Okay.
But you can get really great deals. And they do.
I think that's a good thing. You have to watch and research.
Yeah.
You have to.
And I have gotten
That's
boxes.
what I've been looking for, because even with Jomar, I still watch and wait and look and see, because every box for me, even if it's plus size, isn't a box I need.
Right.
I don't really move like pants and jeans like that a lot. But if there's more tops in there, or anything like that, I'll go ahead and snag that up. That right now, any kind of little spring or summer dress.
I love that. Hey, Regina, I love that. Rhonda's saying I only sell tops, and it was like I sell all the pants.
Well, girl, I'm actually getting ready to do some jeans out of it, because they are just not moving. So I was like, well, you know what? They've been on there long enough. So I'm just going to do what? I'm just going to X them out of my closet. So, I do sell a lot of tops, blouses, things like that. Those really move for me. And here lately, I just sold a whole raincoat yesterday. And I was like, well, wearing this big old, it's about to be 100 degrees. Who needs this big old raincoat? But it's different. Of course, it's different somewhere else.
It is.
They could be going on a trip. We never know.
Yes. Hey, Wendy.
Yeah. So I was just like, well, I was cool beans. Another Jomar find. It came out of a Jomar box.
Me too.
I was selling swimsuits.
Well, I've heard people.
You never know seasons. You never know seasons.
Yes, and you never know what people do for the gram.
That's so true. I mean,
what people do for the gram.
Well, now there's that.
Yeah. Wendy is actually joining us today from Facebook. Do you guys see that? Like, she's not on YouTube. She's like, I'm going to watch from Facebook today, though.
Yes, I see. Okay. Go ahead, Wendy, honey. If you guys are, well, I know most of us are following Wendy, and Wendy makes some fantastic
she does.
Clothes. Yes. I call them
Salt
Wendy
Creek
Originals.
Styles. Let me type that in the chat. Salt Creek.
Yes. Please follow her. Her tie. She just posted not long ago this really cute a skirt and top, tie-dye skirt and top.
Super cute.
Oh, that is so cute.
Yes. If I wasn't,
so if you live in some like that whole sweatsuit feel.
Yes. But it is true.
You have to follow her. She's awesome. She has amazing stuff.
Oh, yes. Thanks, Wendy. You're the bomb.com. It's true about those swimsuits. Like I sell those. It doesn't matter what month it is. I am selling swim. So I just leave my swim up year round. I don't post swim during winter, but whatever swim I posted that didn't sell during the summer, I don't take it down. Once it's on the internet, it lives on the internet till it lives at your house. Like I just need you to know that it's there forever. I don't redonate stuff. I don't do any of that.
Well,
I just keep listing.
No, now with me, as you know, I was sick of my closet. I made a whole post about it. But, now that I'm adding fresher stuff and things like that, I'm just like, oh, be gone, you old things. But, I took some advice and didn't take off my jackets and things like that. But I'm going to, and I don't know, part of me wants to put it like not for sale, and the other part wants to leave it because I have been selling those things. Yeah. Like I was going to take those heels off, and all of a sudden I got rid of my closet. Sell it. Yeah.
See, I'm all about leaving it up year round. I'll post coats in the middle of summer. I'll post swimsuits in the middle of winter. I don't care. I'm like, whatever's in this box, whatever's in this basket right here, we're posting it. Let's go. I'm leaving it up. We'll see what happens. Worst comes to worst, it sits.
I think that right, but I think that I grew up at a time where everything was very seasonal. It was that whole you can't wear white before this, or you can't wear white after. Now white's just all over the place, child. You can wear it anytime. You can wear winter white, cream. You can wear bright light white. I mean, it just doesn't matter. But and then I also, watched fashion, change and rechange and things. Yeah. And in the summer you get the winter stuff, and the winter you get the summer stuff. So I think my mind has just always been so programmed to that. But I'm trying to come out of it because I've been taking advice and saying leave it up because somebody somewhere else who's freezing might need that coat.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
I live in Missouri, when we have snow and 70-degree weather within 2 days of each other all the time. We don't put away our summer clothes. We don't put away the winter clothes. You just keep them all out all year because you never know what you're going to get. Like you wake up and there's a freeze warning this morning and then it's going to be 70 degrees. You're like, I have no idea what's happening.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So we get all seasons.
Well, here in Texas, we can have all seasons in one day.
Oh, yeah.
So you could wake up and it's chillerish out here. Oh, my goodness. You go back in the house business. You go maybe 4 hours later, you be like, whoo, child, it's hot. What's the temperature? You just never know from moment to moment here because yesterday was beautiful. Little shade, but all of a sudden I got freezing, to where I was chilly in my own house. I was like, why is it so cold? And I had to look up. The temperature had plummeted to like 64. It was freezing in here.
64 is freezing.
But in the fridge,
yes. Yes, Amber. We don't know. Look at Amber. She's like falling over.
Yes, Amber.
Florida. That's also cold.
I don't know what 64 is to you.
That's
honey, that's a little chillerish, as I like to say.
The kids, I'm like, it's 64. Take your jackets off. Everyone, short sleeves. It's great. Like,
because y'all get a cold that we don't understand. Okay. The other day, my Amazon mentor lives like Jersey, New York, somewhere, I forget. And the point is, she's like, oh, it's so beautiful out today. And I'm like, oh my God, what's the temperature? She's like, it's 50. It's magnificent. 50? Are you crazy? Like, I mean, buggy. I need 80s and
Girl,
above.
I'm looking for a blanket. I got my heat on.
Exactly.
That's
I might fall out of work if I had a job.
Tell you, Amber, we had a snowstorm not long ago that just, wiped us completely out. Here in Texas, we're not built for that. So, I was like, y'all, it is freezing. I mean, they shut us down. That's what happens here if it gets incredibly cold like that. Nobody moves. Nobody goes anywhere. You stuck in the house. If you don't have no groceries, you should have planned ahead.
Yeah. So
because it was just crazy.
So I went to school at Texas
We're not
University for a year. And so
oh yeah.
I was blown away at the fact it was slightly flurrying. I'm talking like the tiniest little snowflakes in the world. And they're like, no day, no one's outside, it's canceled. I'm over here, I'm used to Missouri weather, so we're like, oh, it's snowing there. Like, it'll be fine, get going. Like, you better get to work. I have to tell you, hike.
Yeah, Penny says 64 degrees, it's a heat wave. Cut it out, Penny. Cut it out. Okay.
And then Tasha says,
yeah, she tells her 1 or 2 inches of snow.
Tasha
I've never
says
seen
snowing
snow.
Could get 1 to 2 inches. I'm like, girl,
I ain't never seen
April.
snow.
Where is it still snowing?
Somebody on IG posted
Never.
It's
April
snowing.
Fool's video because they're in Pittsburgh, I guess. I don't know. I don't remember who it was. And they opened their door and it was snowing. Yes. I was like, oh, Lord,
They were
no.
like April Fool's, but it's not April Fool's. It's really
Right.
snowing.
Right. On April 1st. That's a problem. That is a problem. No
Yeah,
thanks.
so way back
I can't with that type of weather.
Yeah, way back when I used to work at an amusement park, and they're only open during the summers. And on our opening day of like the summer for amusement park in May, it was snowing. And I was like, "Are you kidding me right now?" It was years ago, but I was just like, "Are you kidding me right now?"
It's May.
Okay. May is officially summer around the entire planet, except
We
for Antarctica and
We're
stuff.
done with it.
What? No.
Don't want any more
I
snow.
can't with that.
Terry told us she wants some snow. I've never ever seen
I'm
snow.
gonna tell
I don't know if I
y'all,
ever
when
will.
we had that snowstorm here, I was like, I'm out. I need to.
Yeah.
I'm
Come
sick.
on to Florida.
I'm sick of it.
I'm building myself an igloo with my dogs. Like we're
I need some sandy beaches and a my time.
like I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, let's go play in the snow. I'm uploading like experiments for the kids to do in the snow.
Right.
Post on Google Classroom, like, here guys, try this. I'm like, yes, let's play. You guys are like, oh God, it's snowing. No.
Yeah.
Well, I think that now for those teachable moments, Amber, I think that's amazing that you came up with that. But you know, if it wasn't for a teachable moment, I'm a pass. Because can't. I mean, and the way my knees are set up, they're not set up for this cold weather, honey. It's just not.
Listen,
So
my daughter wanted
just
to build a snowman when she was a little girl. We live in Florida, so we don't get snow. So at the Bass Pro Shop, like, it's like Bass something, some outlet. They had like, I don't know why they were selling them in Florida, but they had like the carrot nose and like all the pieces that you put on the snowman on the clearance section, clearly, because
Did you build a sand snowman?
So no, I just bought her the pieces and I told her, whatever you want to do, we can make a snowman. So he was cardboard and we just stuck the pieces and he was in the house because you got to make your baby's dreams come true. We don't get no snow in Florida.
That's adorable. I love that.
Yes. So I had no idea why they had them in our store. I was like, what are we supposed to do with these? And that's why they were on clearance for like $3 because no one was buying them. We still have them somewhere. Actually, if I find them, I'm going to post it. They're still here somewhere. So
you'll have to post that one. That one's free.
yes, I have to. I think they're in the attic. So Amber, so you shop wholesale, you sell online part-time, you're hoping to make it full-time. If you could look into the future, what do you hope your resale life would look like in the next 3 to 5 years?
So my goal is I really want to start paying down my student loans more.
Yeah.
The whole reason I actually got into this is, and like I work other jobs and stuff, is I'm really working on paying down my student loans.
Nice.
Just because being a teacher, like it's really hard to pay your student loans and live.
Yes.
So really, I'm hoping to start making enough that I can really start making some dents in those student loans. That's really my goal. Because right now, this has been a great job for someone like recently I posted about it. Someone broke into my car and shattered the window. And so I had a sale and I was able to like purchase a new window.
Okay.
Another time, a school bus while I was teaching totaled my car, and we weren't sure, so we had to come up with money for some repairs and stuff because it wasn't all. It was a whole thing. because it was totaled for a different amount. It was a whole thing.
Right.
So it's been definitely this job I started as something to help me to pay off student loans, and it's become a job of this job has saved me with emergency funds.
Yes.
So my goal is to move it from something that I've been using for more like emergency funds to something I can actually start paying off debt.
Yeah.
I definitely want to stay being a teacher and that sort of thing, but I want to make this more of just my main secondary job that I can do during my summers, that I can do during my breaks. It can be something that I can really becoming a little bit more debt free and get rid of that cloud of just like, oh my gosh, I have to pay all this money back.
Yeah.
Because it is, like student debt is just like a terrifying thing that when you're 18, they don't really warn you about how big a thing this is going to be for the rest of your life.
Right. Right.
So I want to start paying it down now before that interest just keeps building and building and building.
Yeah. And that's smart.
Unbeatable.
Because I didn't do that. And so now
we have some forgiveness.
What'd you say?
I was just saying, apply for that forgiveness because that they were given that forgiveness school debt loan for teachers and nurses at one point.
Yes, they were.
So I don't know what they're doing with it now, but they're still trying to wipe out a lot of that school debt and then that whole thing. But would even
right now it's only like $2,500.
It's still on the table.
$2,500?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you work in like a low income district for 5 years.
That's nothing.
And then they're still on the table, like the current administration.
Did you say 2,000?
That's what currently it is. They're looking at trying to come up with some more stuff, but there's nothing that's really been passed for anything. So, a girl can hope. But
yeah. And I think it's smart to pay it now because my interest for my student loans has gotten so high that I'm just to the point where I'm like, oh, I'm going to just die with student loan debt. Whatever. Right. Because the interest alone is $35,000. That's just the interest that has accumulated since the day one. I was like, are you joking? And so I just said, well, to heck with it all. Here's the minimum payment. Because I just can't because the regular debt was enough. And then the interest, I was like,
yeah, I don't know what happened. Has started to become a thing that you get to have that till you die if you're not careful.
But I don't even care. We bought our house. We had it built. My husband works. I do this for fun. What else are we gonna buy? Like anything else I need to buy with my business credit because I have a real business. I don't have like my business is actually registered with my state and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So I don't need to buy nothing for the rest of my life. So, oh well. Now everyone doesn't have that set up. So yes, I think it's a good idea to pay off your student loans. But it just got so overwhelming for me that I just threw up my hands and said, I'll send you the minimum. That's what you're about to get from me.
That's what I'm trying to the interest just builds on it so quick and becomes a part of the principal that you're getting charged interest on your interest.
Yes.
What?
Yep.
So I'm trying to because I just graduated about a year and a half ago with my master's. So I just finished right out of bachelor's. I went and got my master's. So I just got done with school about a year and a half ago. And so far our payments have been put off and put off and put off because of all the COVID stuff. And they're going to be coming due soon.
Mine too.
Yeah. And I think it's smart to pay it. I mean, if you can pay it, pay it. I'm not encouraging anyone not to pay it. I know that paralyzing feeling of I will be 200 years old before this ever gets paid off. And so I'm not going to stress about it anymore. I'm just going to pretend like it doesn't exist and send that minimum payment and go on about my business because I'm just like, this is a crime. Are you for real? And I don't even use my degree. At least you're using yours. I run a small business that has nothing. I was going to be a lawyer when I grew up, but then I just never grew up. And so I didn't go to law school, but I do have my bachelor's. And I was like, whatever.
Well, once you finish, you have a bachelor's, which is nice. I know a lot of people who went several years into college and then never got a degree. And now they have this student loan debt for the rest of their life.
Yes. It's like renting a car and then returning it, but still having to make the payments if you don't finish. Like, you don't even have the car anymore, but you still making payments. Yeah. That's rough. That's rough. But I had a good time. I didn't do anything wild. I mean, y'all know me. I'm very reserved, but I did enjoy my college years. I do have, stories to tell my daughter, and she's so excited to go to school because, she knows that I went to school and we went to campus, and I worked on campus at one point when she was small, because I went back to school because I have 3 degrees, but it's a waste of life to talk about because I use none of them. But anyway, back to the topic. I think it's a great idea to use your side hustle to pay off your debt, because it is a weight off your shoulders for sure. I know so many people who resell or do something else so they can do that. Another thing, we need to find you an affiliate link for both, because all the money that they send you for the affiliate, then you can get free inventory to help pay off your debt.
Yeah,
so
I definitely need to look more into that.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, affiliate is the way to go.
Yeah,
and I've done that with
affiliate is the way
before.
to go.
And I just knew in the past Bulk hadn't done some affiliate things, but I knew that they had started like looking in and doing more of those. So I definitely need to look back into it. I just hadn't in a while. Believe it or not, this year's been a little crazy.
Oh, just a tad, a smidge.
That's a smidge, yes.
So is there a particular day and time that you are on Instagram Live, or it's just whenever you're ready to post?
Whenever. I'm just going to be completely honest. I never know what days I'll be working at the brewery or what days I'll have days off of school or anything like that. I just happen to hop on here and there. I'll do unboxings. Like I said before, I like to source from a ton of different places and just kind of show you what I found in my experience. I'm always brutally honest. I would rather just be brutally honest with everybody. Like, wow, this didn't go at all. And I don't hide any of that. I really try to be myself on there. I'm like, wow, I've had no sales recently. Or I'm like, I'm doing pretty good. I really want people to realize that resale isn't just all happiness all the time. It is a lot of hardness. It is a lot of hardness. That was a weird.
We get you.
Yeah, it can be hard at times. It can be super fun, and you can find an amazing community. And so I try to definitely show all of that through my Instagram and what I'm doing, just so people really kind of get a better idea of it.
Right.
Same with like who I purchased through. I'm like, here's the really great stuff that went well, and here's what did not. And so I definitely try to like highlight a lot of that and make it an honest resale experience versus just all happy fun times all the time.
Right. So it's a whole picture, so someone can make a decision and say, yeah, I could do that every day, or no, this isn't for me. Because a lot of times people, rather watch you do it than actually do it. So I love that you give a full holistic picture of what really happens as a reseller. So make sure you guys are following her at Miss N's Closet on Instagram. Her name is on the screen, of course. And then I did put the link to her Instagram in the chat, so you guys can click that. It's clickable and follow her right away. We will be here tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Lewis, formerly known as Sir Flips a Lot, also known to me as LM3. We are going to be talking to him. He is from Germany. He resells on Amazon and several other places. So we're going to hear about his journey and how he got to where he is and what made him start reselling. And then next week, we have a special day for you. Let's hope I have reception when I get there. But it's on Thursday. I plan to be at, I get these letters confused. I think it's ASD, something like that. I don't know. It's some reseller, wholesaler event that I register my company to go to. And so we're going. So I plan to be on site for that show on next Thursday, praying that I have reception in the convention center. And then I'll show you around to like all the booths and what you get to see. And then if you want to go in August, it will be in Vegas and you can go to that. I'm not going to Vegas. I'm only going because this is like, I got to drive kind of far, but it's closer to Vegas to my house than, so I'm going to this one. So that will be next Thursday. And then next Friday, we will have Antonio from Talking with Tonio on YouTube and Instagram. He is a marketer and other social media fun stuff that I can't think of right now. But be tuned in for that. And then, of course, we're just here all the rest of the days. You know how we do. Just come hang out, come learn something new, come chat with me and Rhonda. Amber, I want to thank you so much for coming on the Swag Slayer Talk today, teaching us about bulk and wholesaling, and just sharing your journey with us on how you started reselling and all the awesome things that you do. Work at a brewery, you're a teacher, and you resell. I love it. I love it when people, you know, have dynamic things to themselves and they realize they're not just one thing. So I love that you shared with us. And then I guess Penny is asking me where this event is. It's at the Convention Center in Orlando, Florida. So if you live close, you can drive down or you can fly. I wouldn't recommend being on a plane, but that's just me because of the whole situation. I don't want to be in a pressurized cabin with one person who's going to turn me into a zombie, but I digress. Wendy, thank you. We appreciate you. And it's free to attend. So if you can get to Orlando, Florida, you can, you know, come. Got to pick a hotel though. And then, you know, pay for parking, which is $20. But other than that, just come. It's free entrance. Rhonda, do you want to tell all the Slayers where to find you? And then we will be done for the day.
Well, you guys can find me on Instagram at the Pink Diva Studio. Every Wednesday is Brunch with Diva, 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern. My next Hump Day happy hour will be on April 14th. At 4:30 Central, 5:30 Eastern. So for now, I mean, that's really all. I am working on a little side project that I'll probably just have once a month. It'll be on Instagram. I'm actually shopping with my Posher friends, buying different things out of people's closets. And I'm just going to show you what I bought. You know, maybe something that interests you. You go over and spend your little coins in their closet. So I don't know the name of it yet because, you know, got that far. But I know what I'm. So, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm already starting to pick up some items, and I already have a little stack. So I may do like 5 or 6 items per show.
Awesome. Well, ladies, I want to thank you again. Slayers, thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye.
Bye, guys.